Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna try to run through everything as quickly as possible. This is like one master presentation of everything. In order to understand what a lot of these songs and signs means, you have to understand what it means. It. All of these individuals refer to themselves as it. The one of a kind or special, someone extra unique. Back growing up, when someone was picking on you, you'd say he thinks he's it or she thinks she's it. It's a saying of someone who assumes they're above everyone else, but as it pertains to maybe Allah and Michael, it was a name given to them. Well, Allah gave it to himself, but a lot of people call Michael it because of his potential. But let's get the story started. Just remember, Allah is referred to as the sun because he's that much more powerful than the other gods. When they look up, he's the most powerful thing they see. Michael is the sun because he's the most powerful thing people see when they look up in heaven until Allah arrives, but also the son because he is the son of God, Michael II, Jr. And Satan refers to himself as the son because he is the son of the Most High, Allah. So it and the son are important here. But before we get to that, you need to understand that a guy by the name of Jesus Christ wasn't who he said he was. What he did here on earth was strictly forbidden. That's why he was allowed to be punished the way he was punished. When you come down onto a planet, and this happened before the flood, and this happened when he was at not good with God, but the experiment was just beginning. This didn't happen 2,000 years ago. As far as the story of Jesus, it actually happened maybe 2 million, maybe 2 billion years ago. But he was allowed to be punished because he was showing people, technology-wise, stuff he wasn't supposed to be showing them. He was giving them the impression that he was superior, automatically breaking their wills to strive forward. You can't do that. But let's get to it. Jesus Christ was actually saying, how do you decipher the signs? One of the ways to do it is in form of Christmas. Santa, you shift the end to the end and you get Satan. Claus, what you do is L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. You paste the 1 and 2 together and you get the letter R. So Claus translate into cross. Now pardon the E. I actually have another one here so you can see it better. But yeah, I don't know why I put an E. But it actually says Satan's cross or Satan cross. But you'll see it right now again. Okay. In order to understand what that means. Okay, there it is. Satan cross, you're referring to an object. You could put the Satan cross or Satan's cross. Okay, another way to decipher that Christ was actually Satan is the way they make fun of him. Christ, if you want to pronounce it with the H silent, you get Christ Street once you put a slash down the middle. But if you want to pronounce it as in chip or chosen, you get Tri Street. Get it? Now, as it pertains to the Christianity sign, the what would Jesus do sign, here's another way to decipher Jesus Christ was actually Satan. The what would Jesus do Christianity fish and the Holy Cross. How does the fish breathe? His gill. What is a cross shaped like? The letter T in the alphabet. You put them together and you get the guilty. Now, have you already seen the Satan? Okay, Satan was a serpent in scripture. Okay, the Mayans had a serpent god. It was Satan, actually, who was posing as a serpent. When you break down Kukulkan, the serpent god, you get Kukulkan. Now, I forgot to mention this, but there's going to be a lot of Spanglish here. Spanish, and a lot of people won't agree because of the cultures. A lot of people believe you should only speak English. I'm not getting into all that. I'm telling you, the original men spoke Spanish. They didn't look like me or any Hispanic you ever knew. They were all black. Okay, just so you'll know. Now, Spanish isn't what they refer to as their language. Allah referred to it as Spanish because they're the culture who originally learned to prolong their lifespans, a society. But Kuku El Khan translate into the crazy con artist. Okay, one of the tribes that Satan created as opposed to South America was the Maya. You pronounce Maya backwards in Spanish and you get I am. That's in and I forgot to mention this. Read Exodus, or watch the movie where Moses, Christian Bale, asks the boy who he is. The boy responds, "I am." The boy is actually Satan in disguise. Okay, Moses thinks he's talking to some divine, but he's just talking to some little punk. So when you do is, when you pronounce the Mayan with an N and spell it backwards, you get the Na'ams, or not an I am, a transcendent reference. And I forgot to mention this, I should have done it. But I am is a God title. It's a title of transcendence. Just watch my other videos on this second channel and you understand what I mean. And I'm back and forth and here and there, but please just bear with me. Okay, we all understand that the fish sign represents Satan, so it's officially a sign for the bad guys. So what you do is, they call them gills. B is an I am reference, a transcendent reference. And you're going to have to look at my other videos, but give me 1 second. Anyways, you go down to the Incas, and I'll get back to that. And you get Amaru, you get Am, and then Are. That's an I am reference. Just read Exodus. An I am is a title of a god, someone who's like a superhero. God, Michael, his sons, Michael and Gabriel, the Orion and Allah, they're referred to as I am, are, to be, or is. Those are all I am references, just so you know. But the Christianity sign is a sign for the bad guys. When you're a Gil, you are a girl. When you're an ass, you be an ass. When you're a trout, you're a convict. Remember, the crucifixion is a sign used for convicts. You're a convict in for a route. And you get the per Anna. An is you know how Satan does everything backwards? Is a mirror image of how Satan does things. But you get per Anna, that's a bipartisan person reference. Look at How to Read Signs from Heaven under Juan Cast. Alright, let's get into some of the names. You get Michael We, King Michael, the father of God and Allah. His rank right now is General of Defense under Allah, former king. His gift is close quarter combat. His ability, he's an arm. His light color is unknown. And then you have God of Scripture, the one that Satan talks about. Mr. Tolerance, you get God. Even though God originally meant General of Defense and is used loosely around existence and the universe as a title of transcendence, it's eventually a name he adopted. So they do call him God in heaven, even though it's referred to as divinity or a General of Defense anywhere else. God is just flat out what they call him. And because of his light color, they call him Blanco, even though he's black in skin tone. They call him White because of his light color, and they call him Right because he is righteous. And sometimes they call him Right because it's an accumulation of white and right. His rank is General of Defense of Heaven and the President, I guess, the head honcho. Even though his son surpassed him in power, there's that mutual respect. So his gift is innovation. You can take anything and he can make it better. Any invention, any contraction, anything. He just make it better. He is an arm and his light color is white. Then you have God's brother. They call him Gabriel, the Orion. His light color is red, so naturally they call him Red or Rojo. Remember, they speak Spanish and English. They actually created English as a codex for war. And his rank is General Defense, but not of heaven and earth, but on the sphere. His gift is telepathy. His ability, he's an arm, and his light color is red. And then you have the man, Jonathan Wee, who stands about 4 foot tall. And that's ironic. It's not Jonathan, but someone just made fun of him. But there's that mutual respect, I guess. And I'm getting to getting to a lot of characters. But he stands 4 foot tall. They call him Allah. He's also known as Maximus, Greeny because of his light color, Nano because he's short, and We, which is also a short reference, and also ironic because We is his surname. We live in a We, you. Read the signs. His gift is will and endurance. He just won't fucking quit. Ability, he's a natural arm. His light color is green. Now, before he evolved into the rock, it was just like a green, like a sphere, like a little sphere. And the first known green color at that time, Allah has a son named Rick who was also a greenie, but as far as I know, they're the two only known green colors, green lights in existence. Then you have Michael We III, Michael and his angels against the dragon and his angels. He's the one who's had the most problems with little Satan. They call him Mike or Blue because of his light color. His rank is General Defense under God. His gift is he's a natural arm. I'm finding this out. His ability, he's an arm. His light color is blue. Right, then you have Gabriel, the one that comes down and speaks to the Sodomites, son of God. His rank is general of defense. His gift is innovation like his father. His ability, he's an arm. And his light color is orange. And then you got John Jr. saying, but that's unimportant. Okay, in order to understand what a lot of these things means, okay, the N-word, and do the research before you look into this. The N-word in ancient Egypt actually means God. So a lot of these rap songs, there's a lot of subliminal and codexes. And when they say the word nigga, they're actually referring to transcendence or gods. So go ahead and look. God actually means, or the N-word actually means God in ancient Egypt. So what you have is kings all around existence, all around the universe. This is what Allah calls rappers, because they close their portals or wormholes, whatever you want to call them, and make sure no one gets in there so that they can rule forever. In case you're wondering, humanity or man was designed never to die, and that's just the way it is. That's why Allah jumped ahead of everybody and got the codes and holds the keys to life and death. So what you do is these kings you call rappers, because they wrap up their parts of the universe so that they can rule, or so no one will invade. Allah is a baller, an explorer. A baller, they call them ballers because they explore the different planets in different solar systems, and planets are shaped like balls. So if you travel from planet to planet, you're a baller. Okay, let's get into what happened recently. What Satan did. Okay, they call him the clown. The corona is a crown virus, but we reverse engineer R, which is the 12th letter. L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. You paste 1 and 2 together, and you get an R. All you have to do is reverse engineer, and you get L again. So the coronavirus is actually the clown virus with an L. That's a Stephen King Satan reference. Okay, another science is you know how they call Allah the Sun, because he's that much more powerful than everyone else. When we look up, he's the most powerful. They call him the Lone Star. Low because he's short. Okay, I don't know why I put that there, but okay, there's something else back there. Oh, low as short for the low road God. Okay, if you've seen my other videos, you understand what that means. A northeast, you put your hand up northeast and you get a righteous hand. Okay, star, you shift the end to the front. This is the earth and the heavens, Genesis chapter 2 reference, reverse. You get R Street or I Am Street, a title of transcendence. Okay, we already been through that. Okay, another thing, the he's the reincarnate, Allah, the righteous hand. What you do with the Walking Dead is, because you reincarnate, you get W, you break down to 23, 2 is B, and 3 is C, and you get BC, a biblical reference. You bring down Al, which is short for Allah, and then you leave King. Allah the King before Christianity. Now, the one thing you could do here is, you could put a slash down the middle, translate the L into an R, remember, 12th letter of the alphabet, paste the 1 and 2 together, and you get War King. And then as far as reading signs, if you seasoned like I am, you get deity. It sounds like deity, but that's a deity is a malevolent or benevolent spirit. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a spirit. Alrighty. Okay, E equals MC squared. Okay, Allah warned God not to be giving just anybody technology. It would come back to bite him in the rear end. Okay, E equals MC squared. Okay, I'll tell you what that means. That's Allah having his I don't want to say vengeance, but his I told you so. E, which is representative of transcendence, is the righteous hand, represents Allah. M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. You paste the 1, 3 together, you get B. You drag down the C, and you get Allah BC. Now, equal, you can actually break down, but that's like a signature. You get the E and separate it from the Q, and you get the I quail, or the E quail. That's a prize bird. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that out. Even though I just didn't. But so you're left with the square. You get the number 2. 2 equals 1 plus 1. Okay, you take the plus and you put it aside. You shift the L to the front. Remember, we're speaking Spanglish here, and you get El Puss or El Pussy, the coward. That's a bipartisan cat person reference. Look at How to Read Signs from Heaven under Juan Cass. When you take the plus out, you're left with the number 11. Allah warned them. Allah warned them. And everything he said would happen without him being here. And now they need him back. This is his vengeance. This is his revenge. He's going to come help them. But now we're even. 11. You put slash in between the L and the E. You get L even, or the one who is square. When you're even with someone, you're squared up. And you get Ray Allen, which is Ray Allen, which also in Spanish, Ray actually means king. Al, which means Allah. And then E and N, which is the 14-letter alphabet, you get AD, which is E, which kind of represents this. And then you get AD, which represents resurrection, the BC AD reference. Or you could rearrange this and get aid, the one who aids. Get it? Then you get people like Paul Pierce. You get the first two letters of first and last name, and you get the Pappy, which means father. And you get his number, third E4, third E4. This is Allah, the third E. Okay, he was apprentice for two guys at one point in time. One they call the Mango, and the other is King Tone, and they're like brothers to this day. So what you do is you get third E4. You break down the third, which sounds like and then you get E, and you get 4, the third E4. You break that down, shift the Allah is the third E, or the third to reach a certain level of transcendence. The third. So you get 4. You shift the 4 to the front. The third E for you. The third E is Allah. So Allah, the He-Re, or Allah here for you. I hope you understand what that means. And then you get the cartoony reference. They used to call Allah a little animal, and he does. He is an arm. I don't want to say Kai, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. He can do that kind of stuff. So you get E, the righteous hand, which is a representative Al, or Allah. Put a slash down the middle. You get Anim Al. That's a Goku reference. He'll go Ku, and I spelled Ku wrong. I meant it as a Ku, as an undercover operation, but I actually spelled Ku. My bad. But he'll go Ku, the undercover sun god or God's son. That's what Go means. And you already saw the E equals MC squared. And, well, let's get into some biblical, some scripture. Allah, the low road God, the Lord. You put a slash down the middle and you get low road. Holds the keys to life and death. Okay, and God said, let there be light. And there was light. I forgot to put the R and the E. But they call Allah the Re. Okay, so what you do is, you put a slash down the middle as far as what Allah said would happen. And God said, let the Re be right. Remember, L's translate into R because it's 12th letter of the alphabet. You paste the 1 and 2 together. And the Re, I forgot to put R and E, was right. Then let's go into Psalms. Okay, blessed is the man who walketh in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth at the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. So what you do here is, and I should have broken down before I actually did it the way it's supposed to look. Blessed is the man who walketh, I think it's not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners. So what you do is you paste the two N's together and you get the letter M. Even though a sinners is spelled with two M's, as far as the code is concerned, it's okay. You don't have to pronounce the I as a capital. So you get sinners. Sinners translate into simulators, or dollars, if you will. We'll get into that later. Nor sitteth in the seat of the cornfuls. It actually says scornfuls, but you shift the S to the front and you get cornfuls, which is a euphemism for rich, or the ones who are well-fed kings. Then you get Hebrews. But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the other angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he, by the grace of God, should taste death for every man. Now, Jesus Christ was actually Satan, and his name is John. But we see that John, who was made a little lower than the other angles. Now, look at the angles and the Germanic tribes and how they rebelled against William the Conqueror. And that's the sign connection. For the suffering of death, remember R, reverse engineer, turns into a clown, which is a Stevie King ear reference. They're about to clown Satan, and the word clown is actually his reference. With glory and honor that he, remember they call him the bisexual bull, by, there you can't see the C and the E, by the grace of God should taste death for every man. Now, you can leave by the grace of God out and it still makes sense. For the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor that he should taste death for every man. Now, by the grace of God is a bisexual bull Satan reference. A fun fact, religious fasting, fast food, you're not supposed to eat it. So religious fasting, you're not supposed to eat fast food. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's get into, I thought it was Cyber Shield, but I forgot it was House of Pain. But Satan is white, God is black. They call Satan the Irish because he's the, from heaven, he's I-rich. I is a title of transcendence, an E, if you will. So when they make the song and throwing subliminals at him, they say, what you running? This is a God of this earth reference. What you running? And then they call him a faux bitch. What you running, faux bitch? You little I-rich faggot. I-rich from heaven. Okay, Snoop Dogg. Jinns in Arab culture are demons or spirits. And we're going to break down Juice, which is breaks down to Dante's Inferno. Jinn, which is a jinn in Arab, spirit in Arabic culture. And you get Juice. Jesus Christ was actually Satan. So you get Jew, translated into Jesus, and then you get Satan. And then Ice, this is Satan's fate in Dante's Inferno. So what you do is, Jinn and sounds like Jinn, so it sounds the same, but Jews sounds like Jews. So when they're saying Jews, they're actually saying Jews or Satan and his minions, the bad guys. And if you're Jewish here, I'm not talking about you, so don't fucking get that twisted. Do not fuck with me this way. Okay, what you do is, rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice. What you do is you rearrange piss and you put the two-piece to the front, and you leave the S to the front. You can cancel out a P and you get pissing. So what they're really saying on that song is rolling down the street, smoking Indo, pissing on gin and juice. Alright? Alrighty. And then you get Pusha T, 40 Acres, unpolished, unapologetic, this cocaine cowboy, push it to the limit. Okay, unpolished, what you do is you get Polish. That's a metaphor for sausage, Polish sausage. Unsausage means unraped. When you reach a certain level of transcendence and you're out there for a really long time and you fight somebody, John has witnessed this happen, dude. Dudes get fucking raped from another dude that hasn't seen a chick for a really long time. And then you get the E equals MC squared. If you don't want to change the M into a B, you get the lyrical MC reference. That's a mark of the beats, aka you can leave the M the front and you get mark of the beats, an Allah reference, or you get a Satan bark of the beats, Satan reference. Opposite of God, mark of the bark, mark of the beats, Satan. Get it? That's why DJ 4, remember third E4, because he's for us. And then J stands for John, DJ. The John. But yeah, I'm going to break down more and somebody leave me a fucking comment, dude. I know the DOD's watching. I'm going to have to step forward, dude, because it's getting way out of hand. So, alrighty.